class today, you're doing perimeter. Boys and girls, perimeter is you add all sides, correct? Sometimes you're going to have to measure in inches and centimeters. Sometimes, and you know, you would use your ruler for that if it asks for centimeters. Sometimes they usually put it on there and tell you one side is this, and they give you a total. So here's the vocabulary for perimeter. It's a distance around a closed two-dimensional figure. And you have it here. This problem right here. What do you think this problem, oh, well, it gives you the answer. But if you look, you have to add all sides, 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. And what is the measurement? Inches. So make sure when you're doing this that you're adding, not multiplying, add all sides, except for when you have a square. Why can't I just multiply a square? Layla, do you know? This is a rectangle, and I have to add all sides. But what happens, AJ, what happens when I have a square?
All 4 sides are the same.
So what do I need to do? What could I do?
Multiply that number by 4.
Good job, because it is square and it is all the same sides. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see if it works, because this is my old computer. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We are going to watch a video, and y'all let me know if it works. In perimeter, it also has the word rim. I don't know if you can see it. Rim. Remember, it's all the way around. If I did this, I would be in the rim. So I would add this rectangle. All you're doing today is adding all sides, except for if you have a square. You could add all sides as well, but you could also do like AJ told us, 4. Why? Because 4 times something, because it's a square and it's the same size. So you could just say 4 times 3. If each side was 3, say 3 centimeters or 3 inches, 4 times 3 would be what? Somebody? Natalie, what's 4 times 3?
12.
12, that's correct. And if I added them, it'd still be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, and it would be 12. So in this lesson, that's all you're going to be doing is doing your perimeter, adding all sides, making sure, do not try to multiply these, boys and girls, unless it's a square. Do you understand? Anybody have any questions on this? Get in there, make sure you're going to Think Central, make sure you're going in and doing your lesson. Is there anybody that didn't get to do last week's lessons? Okay, so yesterday when we went to pick up packets, we had AJ come in and pick up a packet. Some of your parents might come by and pick up packets, but look at AJ's picture. He ended up and making, or it was a kit, and he ended up putting it together. So yesterday when he picked up his packet, he just reached over and leaned out his hand and picked up the packet, which was really cool. So let me challenge y'all. See, by next week, see if you can come up with something that you make around the house or something like that. AJ, do you mind showing it all the way? Can you hold it like this so you can see it? Put it closer to you. There you go. Do you see that? It's just another little hand. See if you can come up with something, doing something with that, okay? I think that was really cool, AJ, yesterday.
I was just all... Okay, good morning, guys. So today y'all should have read, or yesterday y'all should have read Nature's Wonders, poetry about our amazing earth. So if you notice, there's several poems in this story, correct? Good job, guys. Okay, So first I'm gonna show y'all a video, and it's showing you some more nature's wonders, and it does talk about the Great Barrier Reef. So we get to see some video from the Great Barrier Reef, and it's pretty cool, guys. Let me see if I can do this. Every time. Okay, guys, so you learned a little bit more about some things, but I want to know, what was y'all's favorite poem? And by the way, good morning, Jalen.
I like the one about the Mariana Trench.
Okay, that was a good one. And it goes with the story that you read last week. Anybody else have a favorite poem?
Same. Mariana Trench.
Yeah. I know that whenever I read the Great Barrier Reef, I wanted to go scuba diving. I thought that would be super cool, huh? But scary, right? Oh, Diver, I can't hear you. You're muted. Okay, well, now we're going to learn or go over, for those of you that have already read the story, our vocabulary. So I'm going to share the vocabulary cards with y'all. Just a second. Okay, our first word is diverse. What is our first word?
Diverse.
Okay, let's look at the picture. What does it look like?
It looks like there are many different animals there.
Okay,
Turtles.
so right there, Turner said there's different species down there. Where are they?
The ocean.
In the ocean. Okay, so listen to this sentence and try to use your context clues to figure out what the word means, okay? The marine life in the ocean is so diverse that I saw over 40 types of fish at the aquarium.
Many different kinds of something.
Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be fish, right? It could be anything. Anything made up of things that are different from each other. What is our word?
Diverse.
Good. Next one, we have, is idle. What is our word?
Idle.
Okay. Now tell me what you see in this picture.
I see two sloths that look like they're sleeping.
Okay, they look like they're sleeping.
Lazy bums.
Okay, they're lazy. They're kind of hanging out, right? They're hanging, literally. Okay, so listen to this sentence and use your context clues to figure out what it means. Sloths spend much of their time being idle in the treetops. What do y'all think?
Like not moving, not active.
Okay, good. Not active. They're moving. We said they were lazy. They're just chilling, right? So if something is referred to as idle, it's not doing anything. An idle boast is bragging about something that cannot happen. So another thing to think about is, what if you're in your car with your parents and the car's on? What do y'all think? What is that? Are y'all idling with your, sitting there with the car? It's not moving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's other ways that you can use these words. So just remember that. And are these words used how they're used in the story? Does it talk about sloths in our poem? Natalie, does it talk about sloths in our poem? No. So we can use words every day. Okay, the next one is core. Picture.
But I would be breaking up too. From mine, remember.
What do we see in the picture, guys?
The middle of an apple.
Middle of an apple. And what do you call that, Natalie? The core. Okay. There you go. Now let's see what this sentence says, and we can use our context clues. Daniel ate every bite of the delicious apple and only left the core. So a core is what?
The middle.
The
something.
middle, usually the most important part of something.
The
Our heart is
middle,
the core.
the center. Good. The core is the center, something center. So
Is our
does the
heart-
earth have a core?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it does. All right.
We have
Word
a core.
is fathom. What do we see in this picture?
I see a goat with its head stuck in a fence.
Goat with its head stuck. We do that often. Okay, the sentence is Roberto could not fathom how the goat got stuck in the fence. He could not fathom.
Understand.
Right, so he could understand. So if you fathom something, you understand it. So does everybody fathom their poem?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, next word is wrath. What does this picture tell us? This emoji.
They're mad.
Yeah, like anger.
Okay.
Anger, mad. Okay, let's listen to the sentence. If you are filled with wrath, you might find it difficult to control your anger. Is there a synonym in that sentence?
Anger.
So it means a very strong anger. You're very mad, very upset. What is our word?
Wrath.
Wrath. Good. Okay, next word is collision. This is our last word for the day. What is the word?
Collision.
Collision. What do we see in the picture?
Into
Two
each other.
bumper cars colliding.
Oh, bumper cars colliding. So what does it mean to collide?
To bump into
Each
or crash into.
What?
Good. Okay, let's listen to our sentence. Rubber bumpers soften the collision between bumper cars.
Crash.
A crash, right? But do they run into each other very hard with those soft cushions?
No.
No, not so hard where it would hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
So a collision could be something small like that, or it could be with a lot of force and bigger crashes, right? We could use it different ways. So a collision happens when moving objects crash into one another. What is our word?
Collision.
Collision.
Okay, good job, guys. All right, do y'all have any questions for today? All right, so yesterday, y'all should have read the story, The Nature's Wonders, the poems. Y'all told me that you did, most of you. And then you'll have your quiz to take tomorrow, okay? All right, let me know if y'all need anything. I'll pass it on to Miss Massar. Love you guys.
Okay, guys, so we're starting our new writing project for this week. And if you look behind me, just like every week, I have it all outlined for you guys. So, yesterday you should have read the story. Today we're going to go over what it is exactly that you have to do with this genre of writing. I'm going to go over the prompt with you and give an example. Tomorrow we're going to plan. And tomorrow you should write your rough draft. That way we can come to Thursday and we can revise and share details together. Your final draft is due to me on Friday. Please do not turn it in through the HMH. It is very difficult to grade it there. I would rather you, if you at all possible, please email it to me at this email address. I put that in the instructions also. This will be posted on ClassTag, and I'll send a reminder out on Friday that you need to email me your paragraphs, please. Whether you type it and email it to me, or you take a picture and send it to me on email that way. I will take either one of those. AJ did that last week. He took a picture and they scanned it and emailed it to me, and it was awesome. It was super easy to grade. Please don't turn it in through HMH. Email it to me. Okay, so what we're going to talk about first is the prompt for this week. So when we're looking at our prompt, it's a little bit different than the last couple of weeks. This week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to imagine that your class has a literature blog, and we're going to write something called an opinion paragraph about the natural wonder that you feel is the most amazing. We're going to include a statement that describes how the poem supports our opinion, and we're going to support our opinion with specific details from the poem and the text to support our answer, which means we're going to be using that text evidence that we've been talking about all school year long. You also need to use your vocabulary words that Ms. Kuykendall just went over with you. That's 1 point for every single word that you use. If you don't use them in your paragraph, I'm going to take points off, because in the instructions it says to use your vocabulary. So what is opinion writing? So before I go too much further, I
love vocabulary.
Me too. Okay, so I'll link that video, guys, when I upload this video to YouTube, and I will link it on ClassTag also. So I know that Ms. Kuykendall has gone over fact and opinion with you guys. Facts are true no matter what. Their fact, hashtag fact is a number. It is something that you can research and prove. It will always be true. It is a fact that we breathe oxygen. I cannot just come into a room one day and go, you know what, I think we don't breathe oxygen. It's a fact. I can prove that we breathe oxygen. It will always be true that we breathe oxygen. It is an opinion when it is only true for you or a small group of people. It's not true for everybody else. So if I say, that blue is the best color for the sky, that's my opinion, because somebody else may think that pink is the best color for the sky, or who cares what color the sky is. That's their opinion. It's different from person to person. You are going to be writing an opinion paragraph, which when you're older is called editorial writing. You are sharing your opinion and what makes you think that with other people. So when we're writing an opinion paragraph, I want you to think like the cookie Oreo, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do is the O in Oreo. You're going to share your opinion. So this is like your topic sentence or your central idea statement. This is the sentence where you're going to tell everybody what your opinion is and what you think. After you give your opinion, you're going to think R. You're going to give a reason. So why do you have this opinion? What's one of the reasons why you think this way? So after you give your reason, well, then you have to do what we always do, which is give an example. So what's an example of your reason? What's an example that supports why you think this way? The last thing that you do is you're going to state your opinion in a new way. This is like your conclusion, boys and girls. So I wrote an example, and I even color-coded it in the same colors as the Oreo, okay? So when we come over here, the first thing that I was supposed to do was what? Share your opinion. So here's my opinion. M&Ms are the very best type of candy you can buy. So I want you guys to unmute yourself. What opinion am I sharing with you right now?
That M&Ms are the best kind of candy.
That's right. So my big opinion, my topic sentence central idea statement is that M&Ms are the best candy that you can buy. The next thing that I have to do is I have to give you a reason why I think M&Ms are the best. When I look at my sentence, it says why. For instance, M&Ms come in such bright colors. So what's my reason why M&Ms are so great?
Because they come in bright colors.
Yeah, because they come in different colors. Okay. Right here, I could have said anything I wanted to. I could have said because they're sweet, because they don't melt in your hands, because you get a whole bag of them instead of just one candy bar. I chose to go with the colors. So I've stated my opinion. M&Ms are the best. I gave you a reason. They have bright colors. Now I'm going to give you an example of my reason. Okay, these two sentences and these two sections have to work together. What's an example of my reason? What's an example of M&Ms coming in many colors? So I wrote, when you open a bag of M&Ms, it's like looking at a rainbow. Why did I choose to compare it to a rainbow? What do you know about rainbows?
They have many different colors.
They have many different colors. And what am I saying about M&Ms?
They have a lot of colors.
They have lots of colors also. There's red, blue, orange, yellow, and brown candies everywhere. Now notice, I put two sentences here. This is not one sentence, one sentence, one sentence, one sentence. This is just how you formulate or create or write your paragraph. So, my opinion, M&Ms are the best. My reason, they come in bright colors. My example, it's like a rainbow. Here's all the colors that you can see in the bag. The last thing that I do is I close my paragraph. I tie it up, zip it up, conclusion, no new info. Okay, I'm going to say my opinion again. Not a new opinion, the same opinion. M&Ms are the best because of how colorful they are. Now I have an opinion editorial paragraph or piece of writing. And all I had to do to make that be successful is think of the word Oreo. Opinion, reason, example, opinion. Okay, now yours
I'm doing my work.
is going to look like this. Okay,
I know, but
so
what do you want to
your
watch?
prompt.
That's 3. That's 2. This is 3, Maya.
If we come over here and we look at our prompt, it's right here on the screen, and it says that you are supposed to write an opinion paragraph about the natural wonder you feel is the most amazing. So you're going to pick one of those things that you read about, and that's what I want you to write about this week. Okay, so you can write about Mount Everest and Mariana Trench. I think the Northern Lights are in there. Any one of those natural wonders you're going to write about. Now, I made an example, and again, I color coded it just like the anchor chart, but I didn't pick one of them. I picked one of the ancient wonders of the world, the Great Pyramids. So the first thing that I did was my opinion. In my opinion, I wanted to go ahead and start off with that transition right there. So if you would like to steal my starting, you can. Okay, so I said, in my opinion, I put my comment after my transition, the world's greatest wonder are the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. So in my example, I'm telling you that I think that the Great Pyramids are the best wonder of the whole world. Now I'm going to go to my art. I'm going to give you a reason why the Great Pyramids are the best. And I'm going to say the magnificent, remember the video said to use lots of adjectives? Magnificent is a really good adjective that shows you how great something is. The magnificent pyramids are so great because of their immense size and layout. So I'm telling you that in this paragraph, I'm saying the pyramids are so great because of how big they are. They're the biggest and the best. Now I'm going to give you examples of how big they are. I'm going to be very specific, and I'm going to take those details from the text that I read. Because if in your prompt, it tells you to include details from the text. So if you're not including those details from the text, you're not following directions. It says, the tallest of the pyramids is 455 feet tall. I gave you a very specific detail that shows you exactly how tall that pyramid is. It towers over the other 2 pyramids and Sphinx statue. So not only is it 450 feet tall, it is so tall that it towers over everything else in the area. You can see the pyramids for miles and miles. I can go stand almost anywhere in that area and look out into the distance, and I'm going to see that pyramid because it's so big. It's bigger than a skyscraper. So there's 3 reasons why my pyramids are so great. 3 examples of how big they are. Then I'm going to go back to my O, and I'm going to say my opinion again. Due to their gigantic size, I believe that the Great Pyramids are the best of all Earth's wonders. Okay? So I said the same thing. I said my opinion again. I said it in a different way. So that's what I'm expecting from you this week. I will post all of these posters on ClassTag so that you guys can go back and look at them if you need them as you're working this week. Again, when we come on to Zoom tomorrow, we will be planning our papers. And tomorrow I would like for you to write your rough draft. If you want to start your rough draft today, you may. But it would be really helpful if you wait until tomorrow when we do our Oreo plan. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.